Hey, everybody, Recruiting Animal here on September 25th, 2024. Who's here already? Early, Richie Rich Rosen. Okay, if I want to give him that real Oprah shut, the audio system never picks it up. Okay, so I have to do a short one with a little emphasis in there. Richie Rich Rosen. I won't sing his music. Okay. Let me explain this now. Sasha will get it, but Richie Rich, he's too busy. I mean, he's too busy to listen to me for a few minutes.
I am. I'm trying to do stuff here. You're rambling on.
Rich, you got a client. You call somebody. It's a contingent search. You call a candidate. You say, this is the job. You don't tell him the name. You have a nice chat. He says, thank you, Rich. I'm not interested. This is not for me. Okay, right now. 2 months later, you find out that guy's working at your client company, okay? Yeah. Something went wrong. He figured it out himself and thought about it and went there, or another recruiter approached him after you'd soften him up, okay? What went wrong? I personally would not feel that I had the right to go to the company and say, you owe me a fee. What would you do?
You don't have the right to go to the company because you didn't do your job. You can... if you've got a good relationship with the client, you can always just drop a note and say, or have a conversation and say, hey, listen, just want you to know, this guy came through me. He ended up backdooring me, just going around based on my conversation. Listen, I'm not going to.
You weren't listening, okay? You don't know that he backdoored you. You have no idea how he came to that company.
Well, you're going to assume. All right, then fine. If you want to go that way, then you just ask the client, hey, how'd you end up getting with this guy? Was it another recruiter? Was it just direct from him? And assuming that you have a good relationship, they tell you. And now assuming he did backdoor you, okay? So, because if you went through another recruiter, hey, too bad on you. You didn't follow up. It happens to all of us. 2 weeks after you put something in someone's head, it's never a bad thing to check them out. Just touch base with them again.
You know what? This relates to another question before you go on. When you have a failure, the thing to do is admit the failure, but don't lose faith in the future. You believe you can improve what you've done wrong. So you call the client company and say, look, something went wrong for me here. I just need some feedback. Okay, you're not making a claim. You say, I spoke to this guy. I see he's working. Billy's working with you right now. I spoke to him 2 months ago. He told me he wasn't interested in this job. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong. You make it clear that you're not coming to them for a fee because you didn't close the deal, just like you said, Rich. Okay, but you're saying, you're making it clear by, I want to improve what I'm doing. I want to know where, how did he come to you? Is that okay, Rich? Would you approve of that?
Yeah, I'd approve of that. Hang on, sorry.
Yeah, Rich is too busy with his email to teach poor Recruiting Animal how he can upgrade his.
Okay. You have my partial attention now. Where are we at?
Rich, you know the story right now. Don't tell me you don't. Yeah. I couldn't close that guy. He ends up working there anyway. So I call the company and I say, look, Robbie, I just want you to know, I'm trying to improve my performance. I spoke to Billy 2 months ago. I couldn't close him on taking a look at this job. Now I find out he's actually working there. I'm trying to figure out, where did I go wrong? Can you tell me how he eventually came in? Does that sound okay to you?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Because I'm not asking for money. I'm asking, how can I improve? What did I do? How did he get there? Rich is too busy to talk to me today. When you have to make $1 million to send your kids to Ivy League schools every year, you can't spend time talking
public
to
Ivy.
You're just doing him a favor, showing up here so he can say you come to the show. Okay, I understand.
They're up by you, actually. It's a public Ivy now, not a real Ivy, but a public Ivy. So there you go, half the price. Anyhow, whatever. You're at the right track. You go and you call and ask them, hey, what happened? They're going to say, hey, he came direct. And you're going to say, well, hey, listen, just so you know, this is what happened. You feel like you want to give me something for the effort. I appreciate it. because if you're a
Oh,
dick,
you go begging and you'll have your cap in
But
hand.
just
That
a
sounds
second, I have a
better.
question. Isn't that something that you would put in a contract?
no, because you didn't present anything.
No,
You
hold
know,
on a second. She's right. If it was retained, yes, you would get paid anyway. Okay, but this is a contingent search. You only get paid if they hire from you. Okay,
Mhm.
Sasha. But if you're
Yeah.
a retained search, or anybody who applies to them, they'll send you the resume to process the candidate. You're right about that. But this is a contingent search.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there something else you'd like to say, Sasha?
No, that's all. That's all.
Okay. Rich, do you have you back to your email? Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Look, I won't ask any questions. I'm just happy you're here. Okay.
Fire away. I got like.
Okay. So, Rich,
10 minutes for you.
won't you seem pathetic saying, can I squeeze a few nickels out of you just for the thought of I'm a nice
Hey,
guy?
listen, I had a client. I told them. I told him, hey, listen, I talked to this guy. I know you're. They didn't hire him, but they were getting close to. And I told him, I'm like, hey, listen, I know this guy's interviewing, but I can happily show you the notes in the conversation. The only notes about the role is because of me. And, he's like, listen, if we hire him, we'll pay you. Don't worry about it. And they ended up not hiring him because I also told him, personally, I wouldn't hire him because he's a, ethical risk in my opinion. But that was that.
It's a little different because there's
It's a little different, but similar.
Well, the client, the candidate told you clearly he was not interested. You were interested in him. In my story, in your case, you ruled him out. That's happened to me where I rule out a candidate, he goes around me and gets hired, even though I tell the client, don't hire this guy.
When I was talking to him, I didn't rule him out. I told the client, I'm like, you guys are all high and mighty on your values. You think about what you want to do.
Okay. But you know
whatever.
what? That sounded a bit like sour grapes. You're trying to spoil the candidate that you didn't
You're
bring
right.
in. Okay.
100%. Because you know what? The guy screwed me. He literally told me.
Oh, that's the basis. You don't want to trust someone who screwed your recruiter. I don't know if that's fair. Could you say, look, Mr. Client?
Well, but the long story was that my client was still willing to do the right thing and pay me.
That's my other question. You said there's some people are good clients and some of them aren't. Okay, so this was a special case. I'm going to say the clients who would be willing to pay you are maybe 10% of the companies you deal with. Is that right?
100%.
Because listen, everybody, because I had the impression that Rich had such a powerful effect on the people he dealt with. I don't want to be a transactional recruiter. I want to be a partner. I thought he only works with companies that are almost married to him, but that's not true. Okay, that's
never
not true. He's just like the rest of us. He can't trust the people he's working with at the candidate side or the client side. They're all out to screw you. There's a few, rich people who are willing to share the wealth with Richie Rich for the long-term relationship. Okay, that's my lesson that I've learned. Sasha, do you have something you'd like to say about that as the junior person here?
No, I'm here to listen and learn. I'm very humble that I'm honored that I'm part of this show.
Yes. Just like in the Bible, it says Moses was the most humble of men. Okay, no, really, and that's the proof that the Bible was not written by Moses. Because if he wrote it himself, he wouldn't say, "Hey, look how humble I am." Okay, he wouldn't talk like Sasha. Okay, I am humble.
Yeah,
that's right, Richie Rich. Okay, now here's something that relates to what Rich was talking about a few weeks ago. In fact, I posted it on LinkedIn, a clip of Rich talking about follow-up. The candidate didn't get in touch with him for a week, wouldn't return any calls or messages, right? And then at the end, when Rich finally spoke to him a week later, he says, hey, I was making calls. Like an idiot, right? Okay, so this guy commented, Paul, I won't give his last name, but he says, look, I tell every candidate before the interview that I've got one big challenge for them, and that's to contact me after the interview. Okay, what result do you think he gets from that? Anybody want to say? 10%. 10% of the people he tells that to get back to him. The rest, he has to chase him down himself.
Well, that's his responsibility. He needs to take the accountability for that.
Okay, he does take responsibility, but he says if it takes him more than 36 hours forget it. He just rules them out. He just assumes they're not interested. Okay. Okay, here I get to bounce. You know, Rich, I had to drag it out of him what he would do, but now I get to use Holy Pistachio. It's Tommy Alashio. I get to use him. He came just in time to use against Richie Rich. Okay.
Oh, God.
Rich is too busy to listen to me. Okay. It took me 10 minutes to get an answer out of him for one story.
The question took 20 minutes. It's okay.
But hold on, you know. So now I'm gonna put it to Tom. Tommy, you're doing a contingent search. Are you with me? Nod your head. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so you talk to a candidate you really like, but you can't close him. He says, Tommy, I'm not interested. 2 months later, you find out he's working with your client company. Okay. What do you do?
So I would have probably sent that guy's profile to my client saying, I'm trying to get this guy. He looks really good. He's perfect for us, but I'm having problems closing him. Can you give me some more information? That way they had him on file. I presented him to him kind of, right? And you're talking about good clients that I have. So if that does happen, the client's going to call me and say, hey, guess who reached out to us? Or something along those lines. That's would probably be the only thing I would think that I could be able to do. This
Wait
is
a
a
second.
hard
Isn't
one.
that a breach of confidence? This guy did not give you permission to present him, right?
Yeah,
but
fuck
to
him,
cover
I
your
don't
own ass, you're going to say, "Look,
I don't care. I don't care. It's just like oftentimes if I think, like, I'll give you an example.
Question.
If I think
I have a
someone
question.
might go around me, tells me they're interested, but I feel like there might be go around me or something, I'll immediately send that stuff to my client before I get a resume or anything, just to circumvent that issue.
Sasha.
I don't understand this part. You said that it will be a breach of privacy, breach of confidence. So pretty much we are recruiters are making sure that on one side, they are covering their assets with the companies, right? And on the other side with the candidates as well. Do you need to sign certain contract with a candidate or just have a verbal approval or something? How does that work?
I don't think there's a breach of confidence if I say, hey, I called this guy.
No.
He's awesome, but I'm
That's what I'm
having an
talking about,
issue
dude.
closing him. I don't think that's a breach of confidence.
Okay, I guess as long as you don't reveal too much of what he might have told you about his personal feelings.
No. Hey, I just talked to this guy. Man, he is a slam dunk for what you need. I'm having a tough time closing him. Can you give me some information that maybe we can use?
Oh yeah, no, I like his angle. Look at he's presenting it now. Look, help me, help you. Okay, I'm trying to close this guy. He keeps saying no, and this is, what do you think might lure him in? Come on, give me some info.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now they're involved in the process. And if that guy does call them 2 months later, most of my clients would call me and be like, "Hey, guess who called us?"
Yeah, not everybody, but the
Not
point
everybody.
is, if somebody goes in on their own after talking to you, you have no claim on. You can't
Agreed.
say.
Agreed.
Okay. Something that Sasha said. Sasha, there are recruiters who get the candidate to send them an email or maybe even sign a contract that says right to represent. I've never done it. I don't know anybody who does it, but I see people talking about it all the time. Anybody got a comment on that? Right to represent?
No.
They're meaningless.
Not unless we start getting involved with what agents do for actors and sporting guys, then we have no stand.
Well,
those contracts are meaningless. I mean, when they're loser contracts, if you got to get your candidate to sign them, they're probably not working with you. And when have you ever heard them holding up in court or ever going to court over it?
Well, the point is, it's
exactly.
There's no point to it. It's a dumb
but
power trip. It's a dumb power trip that's got nothing to do with anything. It's a waste of time.
Look, if two recruiters present the same candidate, you can say that this guy, they sent in his resume without even speaking to him. This guy was talking to me.
Not the company's problem. That's not the company's problem.
The company doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, the company doesn't give a fuck.
Yes,
So now you look like an
they
idiot.
want to know who to pay, and they want to get rid of that other recruiter.
They pay whoever got the resume to them first in most cases.
Yep. Otherwise, you don't want to work with them.
Okay, which leads me to another question. I was looking at some of my clips from 2008 on the Recruiting Animal Show.
I know I wasn't on there, so.
Okay, and I spoke to a famous recruiter who used to be a VP of HR or something like that, and then in 2008 there was all those cutoffs. She became a retained executive search consultant, and she told us on the show that here's where she separates herself from contingent recruiters. A contingent recruiter, just like Tommy says, has to get that resume in fast. He or she has to be the first one to send in that resume. That's the person who gets paid. She says, what I do is I go to my client, I tell them to give me a desk or give me a seat in the boardroom, and I hang around and speak to as many people in the company I can talk to in 2 days. Okay, so I'm there on site for 2 days. That gives me what I need to sell to a potential candidate. Okay, so I can't imagine anybody spending 2 days at the company. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's dumb.
For a retained $1 million base salary,
for a
I'll
CEO
camp
search,
in your
it's one
fucking
thing.
parking lot for 2 days if you want me to, right? We're talking a totally different game.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the set. I mean, I've got a CRO and a CFO search going on right now. I spent a half an hour on the phone with her to get the details. I've got 2 candidates for each role in mid process already in 2 days.
Okay, she
3
was
days.
talking actually about a CFO role, and I have to add, she's very successful, nice person, very smart, a very good speaker, but she didn't stay in the retained search business for very
Oh,
long.
she was so successful.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I love
if you're doing
those
retained-
so successful people that don't last. Those are my
Mind you,
favorite.
okay, yeah, that was a bad time. You guys know 2008 were not the greatest
But
It's
time.
still,
fine.
she said she has all this successful retained. I mean, why would you leave that? Like the worst
Dude, I did.
guy makes 200 grand working for Corn Ferry. I mean, come on.
Not in 2008. After
Dude,
after
I had a good 2008, 2009. Good. I
I
had
did in
6 figures
2008.
stolen
I
from me
did
in
a little over
2009.
200 grand in 2008. I did like 240 in 2008.
you guys can remember that offhand, eh? That's pretty
I will
good.
do it. I
Yeah, it
had
was one of
almost,
my worst years.
dude, Tommy, I
I
had
still made
almost
$100,000. So.
I had almost that much stolen from a payroll scam I got caught up in that year.
Ouch.
I had one girl working for me. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. They never paid the taxes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one that Rich commented on. Okay. But I don't know if his comment was valid because it turned out the original poster for this question or this problem didn't really give all the information. This person's got a great client. Okay. He places a lot of people with them, and there's new management at the company, and they have a new hiring policy: hire fast, fire fast. Okay, so they're hiring lots of people, but none of them stay past the guarantee period, which is only 90 days. Okay,
I'd run from that one.
Yep.
walk away. Now the thing is also they are paying them for their replacements after 1 week, although it's not a full fee. So I don't know 100% of the situation. Rich said you're giving too long a guarantee because it seemed like it was a year. Who could believe it was only 90 days at that point? It was only 90 days.
A week. Yeah.
But Rich said walk
It was a
away.
year.
Rich said walk away. If 18% of your candidates are staying and the rest are getting fired, it's like dealing with a new company. You have a new client. Don't deal with them. How could you? And Kara said, if you're going out to the marketplace and talking to candidates, she would not have a good conscience if she didn't say, look, this place is a revolving door. You know, how can I recruit for a company like that?
Yeah.
Is everybody agreed on that? Just walk away from these people?
Yeah.
Based on the knowledge I have, yeah. I mean, it's like there's no way. I don't want to do that to candidates either. I'm not going to recruit people out of jobs they're working in and have them come with a company that's going to fire them in 90 days if they don't perform. I mean, I guess if you wanted to send them a bunch of active candidates, you ran ads, stuff like that, and you just kind of like send them a bunch of people, whoever they end up hiring, they send you checks on. Yeah, I may do that, but I ain't fucking recruiting on it.
Oh, wow. What a waste of time.
Okay. Well, I think Rich said also if he had somebody on his desk, he would send somebody in. Or is that fair, Rich? No.
If someone that didn't have a job, it was out of work, and they're just sitting there.
Now here's the interesting. I want to know how you guys.
It.
Would you guys actually tell them, look, I'm firing you as a client? Would you call them up and say, look, this isn't working?
I wouldn't even take that search on. And if they sprung that on me in it, like all of a sudden, like, hey, by the way, we're a hire fast, fire fast. I'm like, oh, well, bye. I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, now you're just a temp agency and not getting paid for it. You're free labor.
Okay, because this recruiter actually did try to get them to change their policy, and they said absolutely not. They're immovable. Okay, so but you know what? It hurts because that company was like their cash cow before. Okay, it's not always easy just to walk away.
It sucks. But shit happens, man. I mean, that's why you don't ever rely on one company for all your money.
Yep.
Okay, Sasha, anything for you want to butt in or anything like that? You're pretty good at injecting yourself, but I'm just checking back with you. Okay, you feel free. Okay, what about this? You have a candidate. It's for a remote position, which are hard to come by now again. This person is willing to take a 40% cut in pay. Okay, and everybody says, well, I don't know if I trust that something's fishy there. Something's wrong. And other people said, no, there's a good reason, for maybe taking a 40% cut. Anybody got a feeling about that?
There wasn't enough information for me on that post, but there are situations where I would absolutely submit the candidate, and other situations where I would tell the client, if you hire him, chances are he's going to take a better job when it pops up in the area he lives in. Mm-hmm. It just depends.
Okay, and here's something we talked many times here about MPCs, most placeable candidates, and just finding a good candidate and marketing him or her to companies that might be interested in him. And so somebody did that recently, and this was his advice. He said, look, don't wait for a good MPC to come to you. Go out and find one. Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes a big difference. You're out talking to people who aren't looking for jobs and saying, look, I'd like to present you to companies that might be able to have an interest in you. Would you do that?
So the idea is with MPCs, they usually come when you're doing a search and you come across a guy who can't relocate or is making too much money or whatever it is. That's where we get a lot of our MPCs, but that idea is not bad either, right? I mean, I guess it's
no, but here's what you have to do. You'd have to do one of those get to know you calls that you and I talked about about a month ago, institutional recruiting calls, just calling up people in your own industry or sector and saying, look, I'm a headhunter in this field. I specialize here. I'd like to get to know you. You have a few minutes to talk to me. They tell you something about themselves and you say, how do you close that off? Do you say, what do you think about me calling a few companies to see if they're interested in somebody with your background? Is that how you'd put it? Would that be what gives them a good feeling about working with you?
I mean, I'd say something similar to that. If I want to recruit like some candidates that I see, I want to talk to that guy, I say something along the lines of, you and I never spoken before. I'm working on a couple confidential searches in your backyard, and I wanted to see if you'd be interested in sharing your background with me.
This is different. What I'm saying here is you're not working on anything.
You're not, but you didn't let me finish. It doesn't matter if I'm working on anything. The key words are couple confidential searches in your backyard, share your background with me, and maybe what I'm working on will hit a few of your hot spots or whatever, hot points, right? And just to kind of get to know you kind of thing. I don't talk about a job. I don't talk about a company. I just basically say, I'm a headhunter. I specialize in this. I'm working on a couple confidential searches in your backyard. I came across your profile and I want to see if you'd be open to sharing your background with me. And who knows, maybe one of my positions will hit your hot spots.
Changing it. If Rich was paying attention, I'd get him to agree with me, okay?
Definitely
because,
not.
No, you wouldn't.
Because you're saying, I'm on a search that implying that there might be something for this candidate. I'm saying you're calling up someone, you've got nothing for him or her, okay? You just want to.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
You're hunting for a good NPC.
Why would you tell them you have nothing for them?
Yeah.
You're not.
Because you could have a job tomorrow. Your job is to find jobs.
Why would you tell them, I don't have anything for you, but I want to talk to you and waste your time today? Because I'm wonderful and great. So take 10 minutes talking to me because I'm super recruiter. That's what you're saying.
Emma, you can all listen. Everyone acts like they're so high and mighty that they would never call with a fake client or never call with a fake candidate. I got news for you. Every big biller I know does it. All right. And everyone that says they don't,
you have to add value. What value are you adding?
And then don't forget, you're calling up Tom's, candidate. Hey, this guy is a stud candidate. We want to get to know him. Listen, you can say, listen, I'm about to get an opportunity in. You can, this is what I do. I've been working this space for 20 years, 30 years. Listen, I'm always coming across great opportunities. I just want to take a minute, find out what you want to hear about. So when it comes up, it's ready to rock. I think I may have a few things in the pipeline we can discuss even.
Okay.
There you go.
I want to address our audience. Okay. You have to judge. Is this what separates me from the great ones? That I think that's totally wrong. Okay. And you should never do that. You should never do that. And they don't mind. They're salesmen. Okay. They don't mind.
Well, because you're not, because you know what? Listen, how many times have you had it? You've talked, someone's called you for a job. You had nothing for them at 9 o'clock in the morning. Suddenly at 11 o'clock, a client calls up and says, hey, we need someone that's done X, Y, and Z. You're like, holy shit. The guy I just talked to at 9 o'clock is perfect for that. Your job is to be in the market. Your job is to always be finding new opportunities. The difference
And I'm
between
always working on a couple confidential searches for the last 26 fucking years. How is that a lie?
Exactly.
Okay.
You're not
How is that a
lying.
lie?
Your job is always to be finding new business. All right.
Okay.
So you can not find new business and suck and say, oh, me, Mr. Client, please call me. Or you get off your fucking ass and you actually go find new business for this great guy you just talked to. That's what NPCs do. That's what they are.
Okay, but the point is that you're saying you can only say, look, I'll talk to this person at 9 o'clock and I don't have anything for him. 11 o'clock I do. It's because
right.
he's in your niche. Okay.
Yes. So what? Okay, so are you telling me you never get calls from candidates who just want to get on your radar?
Okay, I've never been a niche. I get these emails every day from people in Pakistan who want me.
I got a call
I want to
yesterday
be on
from a
my radar.
NPC. Called me yesterday out of the blue.
Yeah.
Called me out of the blue.
Exactly.
NPC. I already got him to send that.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, candidates
He didn't
call us
tell
all the
me-
time.
I'm looking. He just said, "Hey Tom, I saw your profile. I saw your post on Reddit. I wanted to talk to you. Do you have time to talk?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, that's
I mean-
all I'm saying you should do with the candidates, okay?
I just did. Hey, Animal. I'm working on a couple confidential searches. Wanted to get to know you because your background. Maybe when I'm working on it, hit a few of your hot buttons. If not, at least I'll know about your background for the future.
Yeah, that's the last.
I have a quick question.
There's no lie in there. There's no lie.
Go ahead, Sasha.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on AI in recruiting and what tools are you using?
I use a ton of them.
Wait. Rich has something to share. Okay, I was going to ask. He sent me a message.
You never got to see it? Did you ever check it out?
Yeah, I checked it. I sent you a reply. Here's what Rich said. He created an ad for a job using AI in 60 seconds. It's not an ad that I like.
Go to my link.
Okay.
Go to my.
It looks very professional.
Yeah. Go to my LinkedIn profile and hit the ad that I posted. Yes. I thought it was pretty awesome for 60 seconds of work.
I can share the ad that I created with AI.
Let's hear it.
If you're already competing.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Rich is an asshole because he hasn't connected with
Rich,
me.
what did you use to do that with? You didn't tell me.
Where's your ad, Rich?
It's my post. It was go to my post.
Which tool did you use?
Well,
Which
I got a referral link now for it. So it was it's a company called since no one watches anyway, Animal. It's nvideo.ai. What?
Hire AEs in New York, disruptive AI tech.
Yeah.
For instance, I'm sending a link.
Did you do with the loom? You did it with the loom?
Show it to us. No, show it to us. On the
share my screen? Okay.
Did you do it with loom, Rich?
Yeah. One thing, I did it in video and then I put it into Loom. Sorry, Sasha.
No problem.
Okay, here's Sasha's.
Yeah.
We're going to be blunt, Sasha. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me see. I have like 100 tabs opened.
What's this? This is a written document. Come on, you're wrecking the show.
No, it's not a written document. It's AI generated. Yeah, and I put all of my effort
You
into
tell him,
it.
Sasha.
You
tell him.
You're in a different world from Richie Rich. Go look at his job before you show us his crap.
So Sasha,
it looks good,
compensation should be outlined immediately. Like I'd want if I was a
Oh, it does say that $20 per hour biweekly. Okay, never mind.
Tommy, can you share Richie's here to show us?
Yeah.
Okay. Sasha, we're not going to read a document, okay, on the show.
But it is very cool for AI to build it for you.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
That's the point.
It is.
Here, want me to do it?
You do it. One of you guys show it, okay?
Oh,
Where's the audio?
Where's
You
the
can't hear
audio?
the audio because the way the
yeah,
Google
because
Meets
of
work,
the show.
but it's talking.
Oh,
It's-
I love this.
So I'm gonna
Oh,
actually
it's up to
record my
AI
own.
tech. No, forget
I'm
about
gonna
Tableau.
record my
This
own
is the
voice
next.
into
We're
it,
talking
and then it'll
about
be my.
Oh,
multi-model
and,
Oh my God,
and
Tommy, shut up.
you created that with Loom.
So
Is that
I'm gonna.
Loom?
Yeah, I'm going to record my own voice into it too. So I'll do my own. It'll be my voice instead of the bot that's in there. But I put it in this other program, downloaded it in, and then uploaded it into Loom. So then it's still got my company link in it. It doesn't have my logo in there for some
So
reason.
where's your
but
link?
that more detail?
Oh, I love this. I need to start using Loom.
Oh, here.
$20 a month.
No, but this isn't Loom itself. What were you using to
No.
create this?
I use this other company called InVideo.
In video, and
Oh,
it really,
this is in video that you used. Okay.
That's
And then I
one
put
of
it into
the
Loom.
add-on related to ChatGPT. So yeah.
Hang
But
on.
you have, Rich, you have Plus account with ChatGPT, right?
Yeah, but that
Okay.
was not. But you
Based
don't
on
need
that,
that.
you're able to
Hang
use
on,
that
hang on.
video.
Everyone keeps chit chatting. That one you don't need. You don't need ChatGPT. So, hang on. So here, this is the site. So you don't need ChatGPT for it. You literally typed in 3 sentences about my opportunity, and it came up with this.
Yeah, I went to buy the video off of AppSumo. It was gone. So pissed.
I know. I remember I was there and I didn't get it. There was another one because I
there
found this
must
because
be others. There must be others. Okay, there's always
well, there
multiple.
are, and then Google Gemini is actually going to come out with this today. They just announced they're going to start doing this too. And so I haven't seen it.
I need to mess around with Typey to see if I can do it with that because I have some plugins that do video.
So Rich, this tool went all over the internet and drew these pictures in and put it together for you in 60 seconds.
It took me 60 seconds to type it in, and probably 30 seconds, another 60 seconds, it came out with this video.
That's
Do you have to use
amazing.
Loom or can you use InVideo to do it?
What?
Did you have to use Loom?
No, you don't have to use it at all. I could just put it straight up into LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever I want.
Wow.
But I wanted I wanted to put my more detailed link in there. But clearly you don't look at the top right, so I'll move that button to the bottom.
Yeah,
So-
it's funny when you said, I was like, where? The more details need to be moved. You're always looking down.
Yeah, no, that's a good
That's where
point.
the controls are for the video.
Awesome.
Okay.
Isn't that good? I did that actually video for free, and then I
It
ended up
looks
buying
great.
it because it was so
looks
good.
great.
I thought so. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, that's impressive. I'm gonna do one.
Yeah.
Me too.
So-
Me too.
Now, especially if you can put your own voice into it. Like I told what I told Rich was, I said, you talk way better than this robot. Okay. But he didn't tell me that he could dub his own voice.
I gotta record it.
I have to jump out of the call. I started with salsa classes, and my class begins in 25
Salsa
minutes.
class. You're getting blown off for salsa class, animal.
Well, Rich, did you put the job description in or just tell them what you wanted?
I put
Bye,
3
Sasha.
sentences in about what I'm looking for. About the company. I said I'm looking for an account executive for a software company that does ABC.
That's it?
That was it.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Really, that's scary. Okay, it is.
It's funny. I was talking to a VP of sales for a competitor to this company. And I was like, hey, dude, can you hook me up with this one? And he's like, oh, this is his version of it. He's like, actually, I can't. It's a different group. It's a big fragmented company. And so I said, listen, by the time that we were on this call, I had already created this video. That's how quick it was. And I'm like, don't bother then. If it's going to take you it's going to take you longer to get me approval than it is for this thing that's free at the point that I paid the $20 a month, $25 a month. I'm like, never mind.
Okay, before I forget, Tommy, what was the article you had on Reddit that the guy actually saw and called you from?
So there was a structural engineer there's a structural engineering subreddit, and I do structural engineering. There was a structural engineer whining or complaining about where his career was gone in consulting and should he stay in consulting, yada, yada, yada. And I make the comment that there's more to life than consulting. There's manufacturing, there's construction. I gave him some examples. And whenever I do that, I get people that reach out to me when they see that, because a lot of people do not realize what the other opportunities are in structural engineering besides consulting.
Totally.
Well, apparently Reddit, I've never been a big user, but it's like almost number one on the internet still.
If I place this guy, it'll be like 80,000 in fees I've gotten from that subreddit alone.
Wow. That's
Over
awesome.
what period of time? Over what period of time?
2 years. 2 years.
Okay. And how
That's
many
very
good,
cool.
what percentage of those people who contact you are good? 10%?
Every single one was good. One I couldn't place because of his location, and he was in Bridges. Another one wasn't bad, but he didn't want to lose Vegas, and I wasn't interested in marketing him around Vegas. And then the other 3 were rock stars that I placed for fees.
Okay. Since we're talking about AI, somebody said my main use. She was asking about AI note takers, and she said her main use is going to be to record Teams interviews and client intake calls. Okay, and she said these are the ones I've been recommended. Meet.
Wait, can I just got this in. This is more interesting. I had a client that passed on this individual because this is a startup company. He's passing on this C-level person who was excellent, but because the company failed, one got taken over by another executive. He had a senior. He's not the CEO. Another executive. Another company that lost their funding, and another company, the product just didn't work. So that's why she's passing on the guy. And
Because they got bought? Because they got bought?
Because
One got bought, one lost their funding, and one's product didn't work, and that's his fault?
that's why I'm reading this in shock. He didn't get any wins.
Okay, I'm going to use this as an ad. Okay, this is why the Recruiting Animal Show is good. Some guy can say to the host, "Shut up! I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk now. This is better," and he's right. Okay, so that's why. But also,
Yeah, are you going to rebut that, Rich? Are you going to rebut that?
Probably, but I won't go anywhere. I've got another candidate, but it's
Okay.
This is the market today. It's everyone's fault, if something goes wrong, even though you have minimal control over it. This guy's not running sales. He's not running the company. Like,
see, the way Rick describes his
Is
clients,
he responsible for getting funding? I mean,
okay?
like that one alone it blows my mind.
that's why I'm just a little bit in shock over this. This is the joy of startups. This is the startups are the craziest world that people don't understand. It will make your head
I
melt.
wonder if it's almost on her part superstitious. I don't want another guy who had 3 failures, even though he didn't have anything to do with it. I don't want that stink on me.
This is a first time CEO.
Yeah, okay, but you've also told us that these geniuses, they'll say, "Look, this guy was out of work for 6 months. I'm not interested." And you'll say, "You remember COVID?"
Yeah.
You remember COVID?
Seriously. I mean, well, that literally this. I mean, holy shit.
I use that all the time. Still.
Yeah. Still,
COVID.
I tell people they got to put COVID on their resume. If they left in 2020, 21, whatever, you got to put COVID next to it.
That
Because
makes
people
sense.
forget.
That makes sense.
Whether it was because of COVID or not, you got to put COVID next to it.
Seriously, that's it. That's
So,
it.
so hold on. So let's go back to Reddit for a second. So we know that Rich does software sales reps for startups. Okay, if he wanted to go into Reddit, how would he find the right place to comment there?
There's PC Master Race. There's a couple different programming subreddits, a SQL Server subreddit, a Python subreddit, ChatGPT jailbreak, ChatGPT
Hey, those
pros.
are for developers. Those are all for developers. I think
There's-
you're up on the wrong page.
Why?
There's a Reddit for
Because-
everyone.
Yeah, there's a Reddit for everyone. So if he's doing sale, I don't know, Rich does sales and startups, so let's say AI. Go into all the AI subs and look around, see who's posting what. You can search by
Yeah, I mean,
post history and stuff like that.
like for sales guys, it'd be interesting. Sales guys you don't generally find online, but for looking for jobs so much, but you do find them involved in groups and posting and
Mhm.
writing articles, and the ones that want to stand out,
Just
make a
shooting
name
the
for
shit. Just shooting the
Yeah.
shit, right?
Yeah. Just making other connections.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
all right, I got one more question, then I got to go respond to this because it's going to not be
Okay.
okay.
What
The
about
AI stuff.
Okay, what about this? I've been in this situation where you got a great, you supply, 3 candidates, and the first one is really everybody he's fantastic. He's too good, and he turns it down. Okay, so it's clear. The runner-up is going to get the offer, and the runner-up knows. You tell him the truth. He was a second place.
Why are you telling that anyway?
Why are you telling that?
You never tell. Is that it?
Not unless I gotta hold on to him for some strange reason, but I can't think of a reason why I would tell him he's second place.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, what about let's turn that around. You've got to sell the company on hiring the second place guy. Okay, when they were totally in love with the first place guy.
That can be a problem. I ran into that where my guy was so great. Everybody I brought after that, they kept comparing to him, and I struggled.
And what happened?
The company in Tennessee, Indiana, I never found him anybody past him. I couldn't. He blew them away, and it was a contingency search. It was a long time ago. It's one that sticks in my mind though when people ask me, what happens when your first place candidate turns the job down? That one sticks out in my mind.
Okay, yeah. Because I had to talk everybody into taking a look at this guy because he was so young. Once they saw him, they offered him $10,000 more than they were offering the top end for the job. Okay. And he turned them down to stay with a huge company. That was that was surprising. Okay. So then the second guy came into play. And anyway, I find it awkward. So your solution is just don't ever tell. I don't ever tell anybody. Okay. But
I will say, well, if they ask me how many people are interviewing, I'll say there's 3, all brought by me. Where do I stand? I go, you rank right up on the top.
No way. Oh, you guys are amazing. See, this is why they're better than me, okay? They don't mind the white lie or whatever.
It's not a white lie.
Right at the top. You rank right at the top. Not you're the top candidate. Yeah. You rank
great
right
line.
at the top.
That's a great line, Tommy.
Look, before Rich goes, let's do his ad, okay? Do you want to do your ad, Richie?
Yeah, let's do it, baby. We have an internal recruiter coming on tomorrow, actually, to talk to the group.
Okay, Rich Rosen, America's recruiter, big biller, now offers classes every Thursday morning for you to become just like him. 8:45 a.m. Eastern. He's got a small group. Everything is strictly confidential. You can ask every question you want. You can see that Rich is an easy guy to talk to. It's a lot of fun. So check it out. It's, I think, $500 from now to the end of the year, okay? And you get to watch recordings of earlier sessions. I don't know if it's these sessions, but some earlier sessions, okay?
Last 4 weeks of sessions. Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else?
And we've got guests coming on. I know tomorrow we've got a buddy of mine who's a great internal recruiter, so you can figure out, hey, how do you actually talk to internal recruiters, get some insight and some tips. And bring all your other questions.
Asking the hiring manager, Click.
Yeah, really.
First of all, I gotta say,
that's a short fucking meeting right there, baby.
Yeah, I'm shocked that Rich says there's a great internal recruiter. Okay?
Hey, there are a few. And,
okay, and Rich is going to know them. Okay, and if you want to, if you're curious, you can just call Rich to ask him questions or email him first. Rich@cornerstonesearch.com, or you can check out, he's doing it with Moore Essentials, Moore Essentials.com. He's got Trisha Tamkin from Moore Essentials with him, and she disagrees with everything he says.
Not everything.
Just like me. Just like me, okay?
Now, and she doesn't just disagree. We have different ways of getting to the same result.
Yeah,
So,
okay, yeah.
You have no way of getting to the result.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get in public, okay? Okay, now let's do Tommy's ad as well. Tom has a very good show of his own. It's on Fridays at 12:30 Eastern in the afternoon. It's called Recruiters Roundtable. If you go to LinkedIn and put in the Recruiter Roundtable, is that it? And you'll find, if you want to join the live session, you'll find the link there to Google Meet. But if you just want to watch the recordings, you can go to YouTube and put the same thing, the Recruiter Roundtable, or Palermo Rhodes. You can see that's his company, and he's right at the tail end of Sourceathon or something like that.
With,
Hey,
Nebula coming on Friday.
How did my buddy do it from Chatterworks?
Dude, Chatterworks knocked that out of the park. I mean, for that price point, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
okay, so
he's
got contact finders doing demos at his shows all through the month.
Well, the contact finders with sourcing components. So like Chatterworks, basically, the cool thing about Chatterworks is it brought us people who were not on LinkedIn. That was impressive. That's the first time I've seen that.
Okay, because everybody, like Rich is saying, they're all mediocre these days. I don't trust any of them.
Yeah, they are all mediocre. But Chatterworks is one of the top, and especially for the price point, $50 a month.
These guys can talk out of both sides of their mouth.
No, well, listen, they are. They finding contact data, finding accurate, up-to-date contact data, especially phone numbers, is super hard. It's always changing. It's always moving. People are blacklisting you. They're do not call lists. The guys at Chatterworks are, one, Shafar's a super nice dude, and the product's getting better and better. It does a lot more features. All the time.
Social media aspect of it, because they go to TikTok, they go to LinkedIn, they go to Facebook, they go to Twitter, they go to everything to find the information on the people.
Yeah, I mean it's a good deal, and kind of so the product's just getting better and better, man, and it works quick. If you're going to give me bad information, at least do it quickly. Don't like me. There's other products out there. They make you wait 5 minutes for the thing to tick out the information. They give you 20 numbers and they're all crap. Usually with Shafar Chatterworks, usually you get 1 or 2 numbers, and or you don't get anything. Usually they're right, or you get nothing. You know.
How come? So, okay, well, how much is Chatterworks, by the way? Do you know?
$50 a month, $600 a year.
It's not bad.
No, that you can beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing. How come, if it's so hard to get good contact information from these high-tech tools, how come this idea of getting past the gatekeeper is not becoming more of a big issue?
Because there's no gatekeepers anymore.
Yeah. When's the last time you called a company and a secretary answered? Or a gatekeeper answered? It's a, hi, you've reached Palermo Roads. Press 1 for Tom, 2 for Rich, 3 for Animal. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's your tiny
or you
company.
hit pound and try to, I try to hack the
yeah, that's Maureen
and everything.
Maureen gets up in the middle of the night and goes through every possible
bill,
answering outgoing message. Although the thing is, if they make you put in 3 letters, okay, it's hard to go through to get the names. Okay, so that the ads are done. Does anybody want to comment on those note takers? Those note taking tools? I can read you.
What were they again? I don't know. I know Rich has got to go, but if you have time, what were they again?
Okay, I didn't even read them. Meet, Geek, Fireflies, Fathom, TLDV, Otter, and MetaView.
So I think they're all pretty good. Sorry, Tommy. I think they're all pretty good. Like I use Track.ai because I'm helping them get into the recruiting side.
What is it you use? What?
TRAQ.ai.
Okay, and you like it?
I do like it. It's not fully ready for prime time yet, but it's really good. MetaView is really good because it goes right into your database, right into your CRM.
But it only works with interviews. It's horrible on client intake calls, client calls, that type of stuff. And that's my only issue with MetaView.
So that's with Track, it's great because they have a desktop app. You can just click a button and have a phone call like this, and it will record. You can get both sides of it anyway.
Which one is that?
Track, TRAQ.ai.
Okay, and you're getting it for free because you're testing it for them. Just full disclosure, right?
More or less, yeah.
Okay,
they're,
Tommy. I think Tommy's also become a lover of these. They approach him now. These tools.
Yeah, so I'm actually using. I record all my calls because Teams does it, Google Meets does it, right? And then I drop the transcription into a GPT that I built, and it does the meeting for me. That's how I do it.
What do you do? I might sound with that. What do you do?
So I record the call, Teams or whatever it is, or the call. I'll ask the candidate, hey, can I record this call? And they say yes. Then I take the transcription, right, and I drop that into a large language model with a GPT that I built, and it creates the entire meeting notes, action items, this, that, and the other thing.
So with Track, it does that for you. It's all built into it, and then you can even have it coach you. You can give you exam. You can even ask it, "Hey, do you think would you hire this guy for this role?" It'll tell you. You can even
right now. It's Track TRAQ.ai.
I believe so. Yeah, and then
it's like sales leaders, sales reps, RevOps, B2B insurance claims.
TRAQ.ai. TRAQ works for me.
TRAQ. Tom, Ralph, Alpha.
All right, listen.
I'm sorry.
All right. The hang around animal too much. The what you can so it'll actually even give you with a follow up too.
Oh, we lost him. His track is so good that he's. Okay, we didn't hear you because you
Seriously.
froze.
Oh yeah, I'm on it. I found it. $30 a month, 25 hours of transcriptions and analysis. That's not bad.
No,
Okay, well,
but the
you know what?
analysis is really good.
Okay, I thought somebody else. They summarized the interview for you. You mean that's the analysis?
All of them do it. All of them do something similar to that. You know, for me, I just bought a cheap chat scribe off AppSumo that does all the transcriptions for me. And you can ask it questions, but I like my GPT better because I built it specifically for the stuff that's important to me.
What are you marketing?
So the good thing with these guys, you send that like your GPT and say these are the questions I wanted to answer, he'll train it for it. So he's pretty awesome. Yeah, if you talk to Adam, tell him I say hi. He's a great dude. Hopefully, I'm going to meet him in a couple weeks in Atlanta. Actually,
and you know, this might be a good thing to do for the roundtable is have transcription services do a demo. You know, called Transcribe-tacular or whatever.
Yeah. Transcribe-alicious. Well, you should learn better words from me.
Transcribe-alicious. Okay? There we go.
Transcribe-a-thon. I think that's even better. Transcribe-a-thon. Right?
There
like
you
the
go.
hackathons.
On that note, I can't believe I stayed this whole hour because I got so much I'm trying to get done.
And I'm going to end the show here. I had a really good next question, but we'll take care of it next week. Tommy Elascio Pistachio, thank you. Richie Rich Rosen, thank you. And Sasha, thank you as well. Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.